Hey everybody, it's Traffy, and I'm making a what is it? I'm making a tutorial for Engloids because somebody wanted me to, so I'm gonna do it. First of all, the most important thing with Engloids is that you know the Vocaloid phonetic system thing, um, like the phonemes, like the things that if you press Control R, you can switch to and edit there instead of the actual lyrics because usually or actually 100% of the time the English list doesn't accommodate for other words next to it. I mean that's a lot of programming and whatever, but this is gonna be kind of half-assed because I'm sick and I don't feel super good. I mean if you can tell by my voice, but whatever. So I'm just gonna go through tuning this pretty much. And this is Wildfire by Sir Crush, by the way. And I'm going to be using Cyberdiva, but I'm going to be switching around a lot because, as you can see, or no, actually, you can't see it. The Engloids that I can use in V4 are Ivana, Cyberdiva, Luca, Gumi, Sonica, Sweet Antonio, kind of Micah. Micah's kind of a Engloid, I guess. She can be used like one. But without further ado, I'm going to start explaining the stuff. So Engloids are different from Japanese Vocaloids and any other Vocaloid because they are made for English and not any other language. Now, some Engloids are better at other languages than some, like Tonio, for example. I find that he's pretty good at languages other than English, but when it comes to English, he's not that good. It's kind of ironic, but and like Cyberdiva, she can't do anything other than English really, without sounding horrible. But so with Engloids, you have to be kind of I can't think of the word. You need to be cautious, I guess, because they can do some really weird things. Like let's just listen to what this sounds like with Cyberdiva, but I'm gonna change it to her list because she works better with her own dictionary. Let me see if I have that one open. I do. Okay, so I'm going to change the lyrics by simply just typing in a lyric, and it'll change anything that is in her list that is not already on the VSQ. So let's play this and hear it.
You think
Oh, it's going to lag. I knew that.
you think my
Actually, I'm going to render it because that'll just go faster. Render all tracks. There's two. I don't really need to render the second one, but we'll just wait. I'll probably just cut this out. I'm probably going to be doing a lot of cutting in this because I'm going to be going back through Skype and stuff. And if in the moment you know it's real. Come on, hurry up, render faster. Oh, excuse me. So now that it's rendered, we can listen to it.
you think by now that I would have learned not to play with fire if I didn't want to get burned, but I'm a pyromaniac and your veins are full of gas. You're burning higher, higher. I'm storming this wildfire. I am immune wildfire because of you, wildfire. I'm fireproof wildfire because of you, wildfire.
Now that's what Cyberdiva sounds like. Raw, unedited, no tuning, nothing, just switching the phonemes to her list, and it only changed a couple sounds. But I mean, I don't really know how I can explain my tuning other than that I use a lot of notes. And I only edit in phonemes because I find it gives a little more control, unless you edit the list yourself, but I don't really do that because it's just easier for me to switch to the phoneme editing.
You think
Now, when it comes to tuning, you have to remember that you have to stay on the pitch of the song, and like, say you wanted to have a glide that went you, like you. I'm horrible at explaining these things, but if you want to have a glide that goes up, you want to make sure that it's on pitch, or else it'll sound kind of funky.
you think
Like that sounded good, but when I had it up there, it sounded kind of off key. Yeah, that's pretty much it for that sound. You could also, if you wanted to have a little more, like, I don't know, stuff, you can just You know, you gotta have your own style of tuning. It's more like tuning Engloids is more or less exactly like tuning a Japanese Vocaloid, but they're usually a little more picky with the sounds that you use because of how complicated they are, I guess.
You think
Like that sounded pretty good. You wanna remember the sounds that go together with a vowel. Like E goes with the y, like ya sound, the Y and the ya. Like the E goes with that, the U goes with a W. And O don't really have anything in English. I don't think they have anything ever. But you always want to remember because like some Vocaloids have choppy vowel transitions, and you can just fix it by using those and stuff like that. I'll probably plug in most of my Engloids and show stuff like how to get certain Engloids to sound better on something that's tuned for another one. But I'm just going to tune the first couple lines with Cyberdiva and explain what I'm doing. So here I'm just doing the same thing that I did before because I think that'll sound pretty good. But notice that I only put the, and not ink or whatever, think, is because I usually like to have ending consonants in different notes for Engloids because of the fact that Engloids usually there's a lot of issues. They have a lot of issues with consonants. Like they can have some pretty bad issues with consonants, and it can get to the point. It can get pretty annoying actually. So I'm gonna try to see what that sounds like.
you think by now?
Like that sounded pretty good because if you pay attention to how you might say it, like everybody has a different accent, and they usually tune to the accent they have because that's what they say when they say yourself. Well, at least that's what I do, and I know a couple other people that do that. So like you think by now, think by, like there's just that K. I'm probably gonna actually add an aspirated K, or the plosive, however you say it, plosive.
You think by now?
Like you think by now, like you heard the K, but it didn't interfere with the B. So I'm gonna leave that how it is, but I'm probably gonna add a dash at the end because that helps with transitions. I've noticed when I tune. I do that with like all of my tuning.
You think by now?
And I love Cyberdiva because her I, like her diphthong consonants, they actually blend with the dash, and they don't just do really gross things. But if you have like a double up like this,
You think by I now?
she says by I now. So her diphthongs work how they're supposed to, and that's what I like about Cyberdiva. Everything works how it's supposed to. I'm gonna do the same pitch thingy with the now, but I'm gonna do something a little different. I'm not gonna do now because this carries over, as you will be able to hear. Ooh.
Now?
No, not now. Ow. Now, if you had the ow there, it'll do the ow ow.
Now?
No, it didn't really do it that time, but sometimes it can get pretty bad. Excuse me. I'm gonna add a dash at the end and then an H. The H phoneme is, but it can be used as like an exhale at the end of a sound, and it gives character.
You think by now?
But that sounded kind of weird, didn't it? Sometimes if you have dashes at the end of a sound followed by another note, it doesn't finish the transition, I notice. So I'm going to do the next closest sound to the ah and now, which for Cyberdiva is the uppercase Q. And I'm going to do it there. And then in the dash, I'm going to put a W. Now, like that.
You think by now?
That sounded kind of gross. I'm going to switch it to the next closest thing, which is the uppercase V, which is like an ah.
You think by now?
That sounded kind of gross too. So I'm actually gonna, it's a lot of process of elimination when it comes to tuning Engloids. It's a lot more time consuming than tuning a Japanese Vocaloid because you have to pay more attention to how they pronounce stuff.
You think by now?
But that sounded more like no. So you just have to mess with a lot of stuff. Oh, there's a dog barking. Woof woof.
You think by now?
Yeah, this all sounds kind of gross, so I'm probably just gonna go back to using the ow and then not putting the dash at the end and see what that does. Let's see how that goes.
You think by by now.
Ooh, lag. Please don't. Thank you.
You think by now.
That sounded okay. That's passable. Now it comes to the point where accents become a thing. I myself, when I would say that I would have learned, I would have said that I would have learned, or that I would have learned, not that I would have learned. Because I'm American and I pronounce shit really lazily because Americans, I notice they take a lot of shortcuts when they speak, which isn't bad. It helps with the cadence of English, I guess. I don't think cadence is the right word, but it helps with the flow. So I'm going to do that I would have learned. So I'm going to get rid of the T at the end. I don't really like the T phonemes in English Vocaloids. I try my hardest not to use them ever. So that I would have learned. That I would have learned. Ew, stop lagging.
That I would.
See, she says that I would have learned, and it sounds really flowy, I guess. So that I would have learned. That I would have learned. What that I would have learned. Ugh, I'm so sorry for my voice.
Now that I would have learned.
Like, that sounded, to me, that sounded pretty, what's the word? Fluent. That sounded fluent to me. And I'm just gonna exaggerate the
That I would have learned.
Now, I don't want to do learned. That I would have learned not to play. A lot of ending T's and D's in English don't get voiced for one reason or another, or in American English. And usually you want to tune Cyberdiva for American English, and it's not as easy for some people, but she's made for American English, and she doesn't really sound good with other types of English. That's why if you're not like Native American and you don't know American accents very well, I recommend using her list because the English dictionary she came with is really, really good, but it's good for pronouncing words how they're supposed to be said, like dictionary, not like. And Cyberdiva is meant for pop, so it doesn't really work that way, but eventually you'll start to figure it out.
Now that I would have learned.
That I would have learned. Like, and I'll probably put like a silent phoneme there. So it goes, that I would have learned not to play with fire. That didn't even work in my voice.
That I would have learned not to play with fire.
Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna do the end. That I would have learned not to play with fire. So not to play with fire. Like, default stuff, it goes just like the dictionary pronunciation of the word, like not to play with fire. So not to play, and I'm gonna put the P in a separate note because the P is a little longer than the L, and it helps with transitioning it, I guess. Not to play with fire.
That I would have learned not to play with fire.
Now, the T sounds kind of really, really aspirated, like exaggerated, and Cyberdiva has issues with exaggeration.
That I would have learned not to play.
Lag, right where I wanted to hear.
That I would have learned not to play with.
Not to play. So I'm just gonna raise the velocity a little bit. There should be a lot of velocity editing when you're editing in English because English has weird ass freaking consonants. Not to play with fire. Now here's the thing. Not to play with fire. Usually when you'd speak, you'd say not to play with fire. But in singing, singers try to make like smooth transitions to words to make it sound like a syllable after a syllable, not syllable consonant, you know, because that throws off like the rhythm of a song. So not to play with fire, not to play with fire. If you exaggerate the F, it kind of just tricks your mind into thinking that there's a TH there. And that's one of the most confusing things about English, I think, is that there's a lot of shortcuts taken.
Would have learned not to play with fire.
Like, see, that I understood that, and if you speak American English or any English at all, you should probably understand that too.
Not to play with fire.
Not to play with fire. And I'm just gonna do a tuning thing here. Since she pronounces it like yer and not not just fire, I'm gonna do that thing.
Would have learned not to play with fire.
not to play with fire if I don't wanna get burned, but so not to play with fire if I don't wanna get burned, but so that's pretty much what I do. Like, let me think. Are there any weird words in this song? It's above 100. Okay, that's a thing. Like, it's above 100 Fahrenheit. Let's see how she says this.
It's above 100 Fahrenheit.
Ugh, her low sounds are pretty gross. So let me make it higher. G2 up to G3. It's above 100 Fahrenheit. That's one thing her list doesn't account for, but I think she automatically does it. Like, let's see.
Above 100.
Nah, she says 100, and that is not how Americans pronounce 100. We say either 100 or 100, depending on the sound coming before. Like 100, we don't put emphasis on the H because it just flows better. So like it's above 100 Fahrenheit. It's above 100. Ugh, please don't lag, Cyberdiva. It's above 100. So here it has above. I'd probably put an there, like the schwa. That's what it's called. It's above 100, and if you pay attention to circus piece tuning, they put a lot of emphasis on like, oh, excuse me, that was gross. It's above 100. They put a lot of emphasis on the ends in a word, and I like that because that's actually how people speak. Like most of the time, I was helping somebody with making Kaito English say communication, and if you pay attention to like the shin in communication, like I don't put a lot of emphasis on the I put a lot of emphasis on the and that's what I really like about circuses tuning is that they put a lot of emphasis on the so like communication, like I can say it without the it just goes straight from sh to so that's pretty much what I do. 100 Fahrenheit. Oh my god, my voice is so gross. It's above 100 Fahrenheit. And I don't say drid, I don't say drid, I say drid because that's how it's said in American English. So I'm gonna do drid, but I'm gonna put the D in a different note because that'll add to the experience.
It's above 100 Fahrenheit.
Okay, that actually sounded really bad. Let me fix that and make the jr a little more emphasized.
It's above 100 Fahrenheit.
100 Fahrenheit. Yeah. Okay. So that's pretty much with Cyberdiva, and Cyberdiva is like the VY1 of Engloids, I guess. She's really easy to work with, super easy to super easy to edit and stuff. Yeah. Now let's plug in Tonio and see how he sounds. But one thing I have to warn you about with Tonio is this phoneme. If you play it with him, he will crash Vocaloid, and I don't want to show because then I'll have to restart it up and lose all my tuning. So I'm actually gonna save this real quick. Wildfire. Let me make sure I don't have any other ones. I'm just gonna get rid of all of them because they don't work and they make Vocaloid die. Not to play with fire. Okay, hopefully it doesn't crash.
You think by now?
Oh, hold on.
You think by now that you would learn how to play with fire?
Now, if you can hear that, it sounds pretty bad. That's because Tonio and Cyberdiva, they have different accents. They're programmed differently, different companies, different eras. Tonio's V2, Cyberdiva's V4. So he automatically just doesn't sound good. Let's try Sonica. No, hold on.
You think by now?
You hoe.
You think by now that I will learn how to play with fire?
Okay, now if you go through it again.
You think by now that I will learn how to play with fire?
Like, she sounds completely different from Cyberdiva, and Luca's probably going to be even worse. I'm actually gonna go into this and delete the other track because I'm not gonna tune there, and probably get rid of all of the okay.
You think I know? You think I know that the world around
Okay, Luca doesn't sound that bad, but she's just like, she has a very heavy accent, and then Gumi will sound very horrible, and I'll explain
you
why.
think by you think by now
Oh my god, please.
you think by now that the world learn how to play with
Okay, now you'll be able to hear.
you think by now that the world learn how to play with
But if you can hear her accents do her vowels go like learn because she's really choppy, and the only way you can fix that is with the dash phoneme. But she doesn't like it that much, which is the only really bad thing about Gumi English. Otherwise, she's a really good Vocaloid. So that's pretty much like the basics of editing Engloids. I'm gonna see if I have another VSQX to open to show, because I'm gonna show off some different things. I'm actually gonna open a Japanese. Wait, no, I'm not gonna open a Japanese one. I'm gonna open something in English. I'll open the. Oh, I'll open my Cyber Diva Echo Edit and let you see what the tuning on that looks like. Now I tuned this weirdly and I did it in like 20 minutes, so forgive me. But she says the clock the clock stopped ticking forever ago, like that. But the O is O, forever ago. How long have I been up?
the clock
Ugh, stop, gross, lag.
the clock stopped ticking forever.
Please, Cyber Diva.
The clock stopped ticking forever ago. How long?
I'm so sorry this is taking so long.
The
Blah.
clock stopped ticking forever ago. How long have I been up? I know.
I don't know, I can't get a grip, but I can't let go.
I get
Like, okay, sorry for that pause. Cyber Diva is weird, but she's also really good. Like, here where she says, though. Sorry for the Skype
One,
messages, by the way.
two,
Ugh.
1, 2,
God damn it, Cyber Diva.
low.
Like, where she says, though, she sounds pretty realistic there.
1, 2, low.
Now here, I'm gonna explain growl with Cyber Diva, and this is a thing that only Cyber Diva can do. Growl is stupid, and I hate it. 'Cause it's hard to edit.
Why can't I see? Why?
Like, do you see how she got that shrill where it was like, why can't I? That's my attempt at growling. I can't really do it that well.
Why can't I see? Why can't I see? All the
Like, Cyber Diva is not a good pick for this song because she doesn't have really hot, super strong high notes.
please can I be colorful?
Colorful and free.
Colorful and free.
Yeah, but that's pretty much it with editing Engloids. It's not too hard. You just have, like, the biggest thing is that you want to know the phonetic system. Definitely a plus if you know the phonetic system. And I'll put a link to the thingies in the thingy. I'll put a link to a list of them in the description, and along with like extra ones that certain Vocaloids have and certain ones don't have. I will. If you have any questions, ask me, because I don't feel like I did a really good job with this tutorial at all. if you have any questions, ask me on Twitter or in the comments. If you don't understand any of this, please tell me, and I'll maybe do an update if I have to, because I found a better way to record stuff. Finally, I'm actually going to record another tutorial right after this. It's called Chip Speech Tutorial, and when it comes out, you should definitely check it out, because Chip Speech is definitely worth all of the recognition that it's getting from a lot of people. So, with that said, thank you for watching, and I hope this was helpful. Like, sorry for me being sick and coughing all over the place. I'm going to try to fix that, I guess. Maybe not. Probably not. I'm probably just going to slap some, like, shit onto this and be done with it. But, yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you can edit Engloids better now, because I sure can't.